So Chloe Peterson has been at Indiana and in Indiana practice. Oh, thank God. Thank God. All I'm gonna say is thank God. They actually, did a scan on Lexi Hull. Thank God. The relief she felt when she found out she didn't have a concussion or facial fracture. Jesus, thank God. I still can't. They still shouldn't have let her back in the game. They still should not have let her back in the game. I took down a few tweets where I actually had a video. I was like, she shouldn't be allowed to play tomorrow. And I'm like, I still think she shouldn't be playing today. I still think she shouldn't, but she definitely, and I mean this, definitely should not have been put back in the game. We can be honest here. She should not have been put back in the damn game. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. She shouldn't have been put back in the game. But at the same time, like, thank God, if everything's clear and she wants to play tonight, okay. If there's nothing crazy. But the fact is that they had to check for a facial fracture. They had to check for a facial fracture. It means she definitely shouldn't have played. She should not have played the other day. But yeah. So, one big thing today is that we've seen Caitlyn Clark stretching. You haven't seen much. We're not seeing much. But we are seeing Caitlyn Clark stretching. She's going through the warm-ups with teams. Why has Caitlyn Clark not spoken up about her issues? Why would she have to speak out about her injuries? Like, what is there to be gained by Caitlyn Clark coming out and speaking out about her injuries? I mean that. Like, what is there to actually be gained? The answer, realistically, nothing. There is realistically nothing to be gained by Caitlyn Clark coming out there and speaking out about her injuries. Like, all of this stuff about, oh, Caitlyn Clark needs to speak out. Like, the fact that it's even gone as far as to say she needs to speak out about her injuries and stuff, I'm like, I just don't even know. I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say about some people. Like, I think there should be something said, as in, like, I genuinely think that we should be seeing teams, we should have had, instead of day-to-day and questionable, there should have been some form of an update given, but, like, that update doesn't need to come from Caitlyn Clark. Not only does it not need to come from Caitlyn Clark, it shouldn't come from Caitlyn Clark. That update shouldn't come from her. But the fact that she's warming up with the team is a huge positive. Is a legitimately huge positive for the Indiana Fever long term. It means Caitlyn Clark is probably coming back soon-ish. And if you guys are wondering when soon-ish is, it's in the regular season. In the regular season is my assumption for when Caitlyn Clark's coming back. And I think a lot of you guys will be probably in agreement with that Caitlyn Clark is probably going to be coming back in the regular season. And we can't complain about that. Like, look, if Caitlyn Clark comes back in the regular season, we all should be happy. Because at the end of the day, Caitlyn Clark is the biggest name in this league. Caitlyn's the biggest name in this league. She is a player that, I mean, everyone wants to watch. And so far this season, not enough people have been able to watch Caitlyn Clark because she's barely played. She's barely played. So, look, I'm not going to be one of those people that's saying, oh, Caitlyn should rush to come back. But shutting down Caitlyn for the season makes no sense when there's an 8-month break. Shutting down a player because of niggling groin issues that just won't go away without any major actual injury when she has an 8-month break starting very soon makes no sense. It makes no sense to do that. Like, I don't understand why people are wanting Caitlyn Clark to miss the rest of the season. Like, the only logic for Caitlyn missing the season is if the Indiana Fever want to tank. And there should be no reason right now why the Indiana Fever should be tanking. Not with the fact that they would have to lose every single game for the rest of the season. And you're never going to get players on board to do that. Like, you can tank as in you can tell your coach to do whatever. It's rare you'll get a coach to tank. The medical staff can shut down players in a way to tank. But it's never the players. The players are never the ones that are happy to tank. Like, we've never seen a player want to tank before. Like, even Luka Doncic, the year when they got not Daniel Gafford, jeez, well, they got that Gafford the following year. The year they got Derek Lively. He didn't want to tank. He was furious when the team tanked. The team were tanking. They sat him out of a game. They tried to lose a couple at the end of the season. He was furious. He was absolutely furious. But, like, if the medical staff says you're not playing, you're not just allowed to go, I don't care, I'm playing. Like, you can't just go and do that. The teams are organized. Our teams are franchises. And, yeah, it is a funny one. People are like, oh, there's actually 4 out with season-ending injuries. If you're being honest about Clark. Caitlyn Clark's coming back. Caitlyn Clark is absolutely coming back. Most winnable game left in our schedule. We play the Mystics. The Mystics just lost by 26 to the Liberty without Jonquel Jones, Breanna, and Cloud. The Mystics are in freefall. Like, they're absolutely in freefall. They've packed in the season. Since they're out of the playoff hunt, they've just packed in the season. Like, there's a good chance that the Sun finish closer to the Mystics than the Mystics finish to the playoffs. Like, they are absolutely in a situation where they have packed it in for the season. So I don't understand why people are like, oh, this is their most winnable game. No, the Mystics game. They'll beat the Mystics. And they play the Sky. And in the last game of the season against the Lynx bench, I would assume our starters can beat the Lynx bench. And that's realistically what it's going to be for the Indiana Fever. They're going to be playing this game tonight. And they've got 3 games. And there's a good chance it's 3 free hits. Because, like, realistically, does it really matter if you play the Aces or the Dream? I don't think so. I'd rather play the Dream because I just think we match up better to the Dream. But, like, I don't think there's that much of a difference in level between those two teams. I think it's realistically, makes no odds which of these you're playing. I think they're going to give you the same. So, as long as we don't end up facing the Minnesota Lynx, who, by the way, the Minnesota Lynx just blew a 21-point lead against the Seattle Storm. They are a team that if they get cold, you can get them in 1 game. And all you have to do is do that twice out of 3. Like, in a best of 3 against the Lynx, Indiana would be hoping that one of the 3 games they get hot and one of the 3 games the Lynx get cold. And then you can win a best of 3 series. You have a puncher's chance at a best of 3 when you're facing a jump shooting team in the Minnesota Lynx. And you are a jump shooting team and you're a run and gun, super high octane offensive team at their best, like the Indiana Fever are. Like, these teams can get got. And I think with Caitlyn Clark warming up and going through the stretching routine, that shows she's at least participating in more stuff in practice. And that's all you need to see. Like, the more Caitlyn Clark participates in practice, the more confident you can be that she's coming back. And if you're seeing Caitlyn Clark participating in practice at all, you can be super confident that she's coming back. Because if she was sitting out for the season, why would she be going through practice? Why would she be ramping up? Ramping up for what? Unrivaled in January? Which I would be shocked if she doesn't play. Ramping up for off-season workouts with Keith Porter. Which, by the way, you do realize Caitlyn Clark is not going to be able to work out with any of the Indiana Fever or anything facilities. She's not going to be able to work out with the Fever facilities after October the 31st because the lockout is players are going to be locked out from teams. Like, there's not going to be a CBA. So, like, I'm not going to say there's going to be a lockout to start the season, but she's not going to be able to work out with the team because there's no CBA available. Or there's no CBA in, like, that's there at that time. So, yeah, it's one of those things where I don't understand why people think Caitlyn's not playing. And I don't understand why people don't want Caitlyn to play. She's not going to risk her career. It's not going to, like, she literally has, at worst case scenario, she has a grade 1 groin strain. Because they said the scan showed nothing. Worst case scenario, it's a grade 1 groin strain. Imagine telling somebody that a grade 1 groin strain 6 weeks ago. Imagine trying to make an argument 6 weeks ago is actually, a thing that's going to affect someone's career. Of course it's not. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.